don't ever drink the very last of your tea, because there are dregs down there, and sometimes they're not delicious at all. Hi friends, and welcome to my not a sewing video. I know, it's been forever. I have a lot of excuses, like a lot of them, but I'm not going to give any of those excuses to you. Instead, I'm just going to move forward. So it is now 2 weeks since I got back from costume college, which was just wonderful, fabulous year. Went to some amazing classes and lectures and workshops. Saw some amazing outfits and costumes. Met up with some old friends, made some new friends. It was everything that costume college should be. There were a lot of faces I missed seeing, and I'm hoping that they will be back maybe next year. And I'm still tired. For the month of July, I traveled on 3 different trips on an airplane. So I flew 3 times. Well, 6 times if you count going and coming back. And I don't fly very well. I don't enjoy flying. I don't like any bumpiness or drops in my tummy, or no. So that much flying was just a lot for me. Plus, it's a lot of time to be away from my handsome husband. So it's really nice, even though I have busy weekends this August, that I'm home and I'm with him. Yesterday, I went to the Sunflower Festival with my good friends, Lady Rebecca Fashions and Rachel from Rachel E. Jones Photography. And we frolicked in the sunflower fields and took some super cute pictures. And there was this slide where you hop on these tubes and you go down, and I really wanted to go on it, but I was scared because there's a big drop at the top, and I didn't go on it, and now I regret not going on it. So I'm kind of hoping it's still there for the Harvest Festival, so that maybe I can try and be brave again. But I'm not sure if I actually will be brave, so we'll see. Last night, I was thinking about how I was not brave at all and should have been braver and gone down the slide, while I was laying in bed, and had made the little pocket with the bed sheets around my face that kind of, it kind of scoops upwards so you get all the fresh air, but it still keeps the bed sheet around your body and most of your face, because monsters. And I was thinking about it, and I just need to be braver. I need to just go for it. I just need to do those things. So often I do not have problems just doing things. In fact, I kind of have a compulsion issue where I just do things, and it's not always for the best. But anyway, costume college. So I did not do as much shopping as I have done in past years. Not that I had these videos in past years, so you wouldn't even know. But I knew, because I promised handsome husband that I wouldn't. And also I'm saving up for our anniversary trip that's in October. But I did get a few things. I'll explain this later. in the bargain basement, I got this adorable hat. Absolutely adorable. I look amazing. I got some fabrics, not really fancy fabrics, mostly just some plain cottons, things that I can use for linings or just to kind of, that I knew I would find useful. In the fabric district, which was super hard not to, sorry, I keep turning around. Everything's behind me. I've got to clean my house, guys. I've got to clean my house. In the fabric district, it was so hard not to buy fabric. It was so hard. But I kept this mantra in my head, which was, if you don't have a specific, like I had 2 fabrics I was looking for because there were 2 projects I really want to do that I cannot find the fabrics for. And I told myself, unless the fabric I really want is for one of those projects or another project that I've been looking for and can't find it, you cannot get it because I have too much fabric that is not pinned down for a specific project. And I need to use what I have. I did get this, which is like a fuchsia 1-inch cotton gingham that I think was $4 a yard because it has been hard for me to find this color. And I wear a lot of pink, but I tend to wear lighter pinks than I would prefer. I prefer like fuchsias and going darker into the maroons. And I love the idea of gingham dress. My friends have some really cute gingham dresses, which you will see from our sunflower pictures. And I would really love to make myself a gingham dress. So, gingham fabric. My favorite acquisition from Costume College is my Mela hat. If you're not familiar, Atelier Mela, M-E-L-A, is just the grand madam of hats. I mean, she's just phenomenal with her historical hats. She makes them from scratch. She often uses historical reclaimed historical decorations like flowers and whatnot on the hats. She just does an amazing job. And you have to be quick. Like, she had posted pictures of the hats she had brought to her Instagram before the marketplace at Costume College opened up. And I saw this blue and white hat that had like a little band to keep it on your head. And I was like, that is it. Oh my gosh, I want that hat. That's my hat. That's the one I want. So I get down there, like way early, before everyone, just get down there, find the blue hat. It's still there. I'm thrilled. Pick it up. I put it on my head. I'm like, this is amazing. I love this hat. This is the one I want. And then I made like the biggest error of anyone who's ever shopped anywhere ever. I put it down on the table to look at another hat. Like, full intention of buying the blue and white hat, I set it down so that I could look at this other hat, try the other hat on, turn to look over in this little like hand mirror thing they had. You know, seriously, maybe a minute. When I turned back around, blue hat was gone. By the time I figured out who had it, she had checked out and was walking out. And I was like, okay, blue hat's gone. And I was so despondent. And so I'm trying on these other gorgeous, amazing hats. But I was kind of like, well, that's the hat I really wanted. And I'm not sure, you know, what, with Mela's hats, you can try and see if they'll match a costume or that you have at home, but really you buy the hat and then you create the outfit for it. And there was this hat, really tall on the back. I think it's the only reason it was still there is because no one could reach it. But I'm 5'9", which is fairly tall, so I was able to reach it. Now, I don't wear a lot of black. I'm not a huge fan of black. When I do wear black, it tends to have sparkly butterflies on it, or, you know, something to make it happy and shiny, and yeah. So I'm not a big black wearing person. I like bright colors, deep, rich colors. Jewel tones are my favorites. But there was this black hat, and I put it on my head, and I looked over in this little mirror and went, oh my goodness. And I didn't even say it that loud. I just went, oh my goodness. And like the 5 women who were shopping for hats in the area around me turned around and just started gushing. I think my favorite compliment was that I looked like Rose from Titanic. I had to carry this hat home on the airplane. The front brim got bent a tiny bit out of shape, and so I need to contact Mela and see if she can kind of help me know exactly what the original shape was. But I probably don't have it on right, but this is my Mela hat. It is this frothy, gorgeous confection with this black and white bow with this beautiful antiqued brass gold buckle. It has a satin band and this beautiful black feather. It is stunning. And you can just see Rose DeWitt Bucator tossing her head back. And Mela told me that she actually patterned this hat on the Rose hat. The crown, or not the crown. This is the crown. No, this is the crown. I don't know. This part, my brain won't tell me what it is. I think this is a crown. I don't know. This part is a little different, is patterned a little different, but this part is all based on that hat. Strategically tilted. Now I look like a saloon girl. It is just the most stunning hat. But like, it's got a bubble in it right here where it got bent shuffling around on the airplane, and it's a little bent right here, so I need to contact her. But this is my fantastic Mela hat. And I'm not sure exactly what outfit I'm going to be doing with this, but it deserves something fantastic. So I'm going to have to conceive of something just amazingly joyful. The other Mela item I got, when I tried it on, I thought it was too adorable to take off. So I believe these are vintage feathers. And I just was like, okay, this is the most fun. Look how very fun these little vintage green feathers are. So I bought that as well. Had so much fun. Didn't get to costume quite the way I would have preferred, but that was really my choice. I'll tell you, these last 2 semesters of school, by the way, I graduated. I gained a bunch of weight. Like, I'm already a big girl, and I gained a bunch of weight, and it was just stress and eating bad stuff and being stuck in front of the computer all day, and I gained a bunch of weight. And things weren't fitting me right, and they were a little too tight and too snug and not comfortable. And it got to the point where I just was like, instead of walking around feeling uncomfortable and bad about myself, I'm just going to wear what is comfortable and be comfortable. I'm having a hard time with the weight gain. Self-esteem's taken a little bit of a hit. And I have the sweetest husband in the world who, of course, says that I'm just as beautiful as ever, and friends are so supportive and whatnot. But other people can say, and anyone out there who is plus size can relate, I'm sure. Other people can say whatever they're going to say to be supportive. And it's wonderful that they're so supportive. But we are still going to feel bad. And we are still going to get depressed. And we are still going to have all our big feelings that we have. I'm also having a rough time feeling like there's not enough plus size representation in my area. There are more and more POC cosplayers and costumers that are becoming more and more known and putting themselves forward as a spokesperson to encourage others, and I love that. I love seeing that. And so I know this sounds dumb and it's probably not related, and I hope I'm not saying something really stupid, but so I thought that there'd be more like also plus size, because something else that's very underrepresented in the costuming and cosplay community is plus size. Of course, we're also very underrepresented as well in everything. I mean, do you see any plus-sized elves on Lord of the Rings? Do you see any plus-sized Disney princesses? Do you see any plus-sized Disney villains? Okay, well, we have Ursula, yeah. But then again, she's a villain, not a good guy, you know? And when there is someone who's plus size, they tend to be the comic relief or the villain or the, you know. And how does Belle put it? I want much more than this provincial life. Should I be spinning? I want much more than this provincial life. I want more. I want to see more. And a friend of mine, I was talking to her about how I would love to like see and get together with plus size costumers and cosplayers in the area. And she was like, well, then you be the example and maybe they'll come to you. And I'm like, the whole, if you build it, they will come. You have to be a very confident person to have that happen. And I'm not sure how confident I am. I mean, we're in the middle of an era where plus size girls are saying, hey, wear crop tops and show your midriff and wear your bikinis and, you know, show your body. All bodies are beautiful. And I'm almost being ostracized because I'm not comfortable doing that. And I'm trying to explain to people that, hey, you shouldn't shame me for not wanting to expose the body I'm uncomfortable in. And you shouldn't make me feel bad about being uncomfortable in my body. This turned into a whole plus size rant. I really apologize. Let's get back on track. I went to the Northwest Colonial Festival today. It's about a 2.5 hour drive from where I live out onto the peninsula. It was held in Port Angeles. I love driving out to the peninsula. I love driving out to the port towns. The drive is beautiful. It's fresh air and gorgeous green and just rows and rows of those beautiful, thick evergreen trees and glimpses of the water all along the way. And the port towns are always cute and have great little shops and great places to eat. And the Colonial Festival is held at the George Washington Inn, which is at this beautiful old historical mansion that's right on the water that is now a bed and breakfast. And it's stunning. It's stunning. It also hosts a lavender farm. And I've never been there. For years I've wanted to go out there. And it's been pulling teeth trying to get anyone to go with me. And luckily my handsome husband was kind enough to go, and my awesome friend Kelsey. So we drove out there, had so much fun on the drive. I mean, just lots of just talking and fun, and the drive is so beautiful. And then we got out there and we watched they had like a mock battle, but there was like 5 of the regulators, or I think they were called the regulators, 5 of the Americans, and then there was like, I don't know, 14 of the British. Spoiler alert, the British killed like 2 Americans and the rest of them ran away. And then the British pulled out these cannons and taught us about the cannons, and then fired the cannons off. It was really cool. It's a very small festival. It's very small. There was only one shop really where we could buy anything, which, as people who wanted to buy stuff, we were kind of bummed. But the shop had just adorable stuff, from full outfits. Well, women's outfits. They didn't have men's, but maybe they had them the previous 2 days. I'm not sure. We were 2 days into the festival when we came out. Hats. They had embroidered pockets. They had shawls, hand knitted shawls. They had, I mean, just everything. And something that I have been wanting to remake, because I made one of these and it didn't turn out very well and it doesn't look very attractive, is the women's, I can't remember what they're called, these little bonnets. I will look it up and post it below. Anyway, the women, once you came of age and or were married, you wore your hair up under these. And then if you were going outside, you would put your hat or your bonnet over this. Anyway, these caps can be super plain and simple, or they can have like lots of these great ruffles. Sometimes they put like a ribbon and bows, or they do little poofy loops, all sorts of things. I looked through all of them, found this one, which I love. So pretty. It's made out of linen. I don't know. I think the light's shining on. Maybe you can see it there. It ties in the back, so you can kind of fit it to yourself. 2 rows right there. I mean, just beautifully made. And after trying on a few of them, when I put this on, I was like, okay, this is the frilly cap of my dreams. I mean, hello. Love it. Love, love, love. So, new colonial cap, which hopefully you will see with some new 18th century outfits. I have one that's basically done. Of course, it is from like the mid to late 1790s, and it's a transition gown. So for me, it kind of doesn't count because it looks more Regency era than it does colonial era, or what we know as the basic shape and styles for the 1700s. But I have some other outfits for the 1700s planned. My good friend Rebecca from Lady Rebecca Fashions, as you know from a couple of videos ago, kind of drew me into her American Girl madness. And I got myself this stunning girl right here. This is the American Girl Felicity doll, which I have wanted since I was a young girl. I love her, and she is beautiful, and I stare at her all day and pet her hair because she actually, even though I got her used, is in really good condition. Her hair, usually by this time, little girls have played with their hair, and their hair is fuzzy and in bad condition, but hers is actually in really excellent condition. She even still has her little curls that surround her face. This is her original Greek dress, and notice that she's wearing her little cap, just like mine. Anyway, so Lady Rebecca Fashions is remaking or making her own version of some of the American Girl dresses and outfits, and wanted me to join her for a couple of reasons. One, she's going to be, I really hope she's mentioned this. Don't tell her if this is a secret. But she's going to be wearing her some of them to Emerald City Comic Con. So I'm going to try and make Felicity's summer dress in time for Emerald City. We will see if I succeed. We know how crappy I am at deadlines. But if you are familiar with Felicity's summer dress, you will understand why I picked it. It is a plain white dress, has two, they're not flounces, they are two folds, decorative folds at the bottom of the skirt, some ruffling with lace at the edge of the sleeve, a little bit of lace around the collar. That's it for the dress. Then there's just a floral band with blue that goes around the waist, and then a decorated hat with the same ribbon and some peach flowers, or not peach flowers, pink flowers, I think. I have to look at the picture again. I don't even own it. And then I think white shoes. I will check. It just seemed like the easiest outfit to manage. The other Felicity outfit that I'm hoping to make really soon is her tea gown, because we have talked about doing a dolls tea party, which I would love to do. And since Felicity is the only doll I plan on owning, her outfits are the only ones I plan on making for myself. So I want to make her tea gown. It's very yellowy, and we know how I feel about wearing yellow, but that's okay. I found this fabric, which is not as shiny. The stripes are not as shiny, but I still think it will be okay. I don't know if you can tell, but it has stripes in the fabric. So I think that will work pretty good for her dress. And then I've purchased the embroidery pattern, and I just need to get the panels embroidered on for me. And then I already have the hat base, and so I just need to get the ribbon and roses, or make my own. Get the roses to adorn her adorable hat. And then I will have the tea party look. There are also a couple other 17th, 18th century looks that I have had on the shelf for several years that I would love to get started into. But I also need to, I think I need to put away my spring and summer sewing after I get the 2 Felicity outfits done, and pull out fall and winter and get started on some of last year's unfinished projects so that I could actually finish something and get it done. Specifically, my pumpkin dress. Do you remember my pumpkin dress with the sequin pumpkins? Oh my gosh, I want to get that dress done. I also have some other fall projects that were supposed to get done and never did. I have so many. You guys, it's just getting stuff done, getting stuff started. I'm such a pro at getting it done. Not so good. Not so good. I don't know why. It's a problem. So, I think I'm going to leave us there. But, that's me going to the Renaissance Fair tomorrow. Trying to figure out a Disney bound, like a Ren Fair Disney bound, because my friends are kind of Ren Fair Disney bounding. So, like, my friend Rachel is doing Ariel, so she's gonna be wearing like a blue skirt and I think maybe a white poofy shirt with a black corset to be Ariel's town dress, you know, when they go run around town, then do the kiss the girl in the boat. And Rebecca's going to be wearing purple floral skirt and purple